you got dreams and you know they matter. Be your own boss, climb your own ladder. That moment's getting closer by the day. And you're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, launching ideas you all believe in. The tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way.
God, you got to come in fast after that one.
Well, I know. Upbeat, ready to go. We're here, Dolly. We got it covered.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Be My Own Boss. Let me get my microphone fixed. Be My Own Boss podcast, episode 17. Joined here by co-host Mike Hruby.
I
think we're trying to come up with a plan. Leading up to the election, I guess is how I should say it. How to best use the weeks leading up to the election. And I mean, really, we're running out of time. So, we have very few weeks left till the election. In fact, to make them the most worthwhile pieces of information to get out there. And it's not about what party or affiliation or any of that. It's just, we got to find the best use of getting that out there. Hey, Bubba Sue. Hey, Lisa. How are you guys doing? But Mike, what do we want to tackle today? Number one, about the Vloggy thing. I can put that up here again too, by the way, guys. Good. So take a screenshot, do whatever you need to do. If you have a second device, whatever, because if you use this QR code, it will take you right to the upload for Vloggy. And you can upload a 30-second video on why you prefer to be an independent contractor. And in fact, that reminds me, Mike, I had somebody comment on a different video, but he was referring to what you and I were speaking of last week on this one. I'm not sure why he remembered when he was watching a different video, because it wasn't related to that at all. But he said that we'll keep it positive. So I knew what he was talking about. He was talking about us talking about keeping the videos positive. Right. And he's like, how am I supposed to do that when all these companies do is just run me over time and time again? He goes, I'm not positive. And I actually know the guy, and I was saying, well, then, I mean, if you're not happy, then you need to reevaluate some things. But
we can do one-on-one counseling. Truthfully, that's not the time. The fact.
I mean, I'll tell you this though. He's been a app-based gig worker for 6 years. I know him pretty well. Pre-pandemic, he's watched all the falls of this. So I mean, he's been through the ringer. He does it full time, and I mean, there's a valid point there. But I think that it kind of hit me a little bit too, because it was like, well, we all get stressed doing this stuff, but if it's too stressful for you, it might not be for you. And I don't want to say that because that might be the wrong thing to say to people, but I don't know. I mean,
we're fighting for our jobs and careers and our freedom.
Yeah.
First of all, and the fact that, or the opinion that the apps don't treat the users, meaning the drivers and the delivery people, fairly is not a part of this discussion. Because if freelancing isn't allowed, you won't work for any app.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You won't be able to even have a client without an app.
Yeah.
And so first things first, the reason we're doing this and staying positive is that we don't want the other side listening to the podcast and going, oh, look what a great list of complaints, and then using that against all independent contractors when they find one little thing that someone is unhappy with. Why they have hundreds of millions of dollars, our opponents do, to fight independent contracting. And we're here to talk about why we want to do it. The guy you mentioned is he wants to do it under more fair circumstances with his contract. We can definitely address that here, but not in the next two months.
Yeah.
Leading up to the election.
That's exactly what I was saying. It's definitely a topic worthy of discussion, but it might have to be put off till second week of November.
We've got to make sure that our permission, our ability to be independent contractors continues, because I guarantee you, if the other side wins, particularly if they take more than just one branch of government, this freedom to freelance is going to disappear during the month of January.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and that's the thing too, is I literally, I've been saying this to everybody forever anyways, like, for example, the best example I can give strictly app users is Dumpling. Dumpling is you land your own clients. Those are your clients. They don't go out and do a pool of people. That's your client. You set the pricing. You do all this. You're working with in-store prices for the shopping or you can do dog walking. You can do any services you want. And the Dumpling card provides you up to $1,000 that they'll give that customer. So it's a really great idea, but it shows that it's really difficult. And a lot of people I know who have tried it are like, well, dude, I mean, it does have a marketplace where somebody can come find you, but it's a little more complicated than the other apps. It really is about you going out and landing clients. And that's the kind of thing that in the traditional space, all of us are doing every day anyway. So even if it's just, we've said this even on here, even if it's just talking to the passenger, getting private clients. I mean, start working outside of them a bit. You're a contractor. Hopefully you guys are all multi-apping, because I don't know many people who can just do one anymore.
I can't imagine that would work. You're basically admitting that you're dependent on that one platform. I wouldn't depend on one client. The first thing, if you're outside, like as a consultant, you get one client, what's the first thing you want to do is get the second one.
Yep.
Because you're not really free until you have at least two ways to make, to bring that revenue in.
And these companies, I mean, admittedly, we know Uber and Lyft have a direct in real time. It's like that LexisNexis, which is a legal term, but they use it in Vegas. If you get kicked out of a casino, they use this thing where all the casinos are sent something within a second, so that you're not, like, if it's for whatever levels that you're kicked out, they can have you banned from every casino in 1 second. Lyft and Uber do that too. And a lot of the other apps do data sharing too. They used to not. They don't want to give away any secrets, but now they do. So if you're just working that one app, trust me, when they do the data sharing, the other apps are absolutely looking into, oh, he only works the one. Then they know they kind of got you. These are algorithms. These aren't people going, let's get this guy. So, I mean, I would say get on as much as you can, start branching out. Just always, I've said it before, just always have your eyes open. There's stuff going on around me all day. These apps are so helpful in the way, especially the B2B stuff, that when I arrive somewhere, I could probably sell myself to every location I'm going to. As, hey guys, if you ever need, I mean, now that I know some of these people very well, because I go to a lot of the same locations, and they're B2B, like commercial vehicle, they've got 18-wheeler bays and stuff like that. But I come in there and a lot of them are like, what's up, Steve? I'm like, what's up? So I know I could leave them my phone number and be like, you guys are ever in a jam, just give me a call.
Get some business cards.
Yeah. No, I got some. I'm just telling.
No, I mean,
yeah.
Suggest,
or if you do rideshare, put the QR over the back of your seats saying I do private rides. I have a friend who right now is doing, I think I might've mentioned it to you, Mike, who's doing, when they land their private clients, how they do it is say, well, yeah, I mean, I'm here because they, a private client, somebody who you're getting along with, they like that your car's clean. They're like, wait, I'd get this same one the same every time. And what the guy does is a pitch is he just says, yeah, he goes, pull up Uber and Lyft anytime you want to ride, take the lower of the two prices, and I'll charge you 70%.
Whoa, interesting deal. No, that's a good deal. Lisa,
because in most cases, drivers get less than 50% of what Uber and Lyft charge. Just know that. That's not a surging thing. Anybody who's doing ride sharing this knows this. Drivers this used to not be this bad. But in some instances during surging and stuff, drivers get 20 to 25% of what the passenger is paying.
Rideshare Lisa in the comment section says she's got business cards. Outstanding. Yeah. Hand them out. Just say, what would you say? You'd say, someday you'll get into a jam and I'm here to help. Here's my phone.
I just think Mike, you use rideshare, so you're a perfect example. If somebody like me, if you get into my car, we're having a good conversation. My car is clean. I'm sure you've been in some not so clean ones. You know, you've seen the spectrum a bit anyway.
Yep.
And I approached you. Would you be insulted even if you decided no?
No, I want to see
Would
it.
you be like, where's this guy getting off trying to approach me when he's working for Uber?
Well, I would early on, I would say, does your platform, is this okay? And you might say yes, no, or maybe, or it depends. That's fine. I would just
Well, see, this is what I was trying to get out of you, because I want to make sure people feel comfortable. Like if
yes, I'm always open. I'm ex-salesman, right? You can sell
right.
me, you can buy.
Because that's the question that I think might hold a lot of people back. And you just said it, is that it might be, well, wait, like if you had said to the driver, well, wait, is this okay? Now the driver might be scared and never do it again. Like, dude, I'm not sure. Because the TOS thing gets very confusing. But just remember, throughout it says independent contractor. It knows we're working multiple apps. So why couldn't one of those apps be called ME, me?
And that's, yeah, exactly. And that's,
I work 7 apps and I work the me app. What's the me app? I just work for you directly and charge you a better fee and give you better service. Oh, well, I'll use the me app. Okay. Here's my number.
We don't work for Thanks, Lisa.
And I don't know if Lisa does this. I know Lisa pretty well, but I don't know if Lisa does this, but put your, I don't know if you do it, Lisa, but maybe put your Venmo and your whatever else you like on the back as a QR code of your business card, so that they always just have it on the card that they can pay.
Yeah. 2-sided business card.
Yeah. If you take Venmo and Cash App or whatever you decide to take, or the one that goes bank to bank, I'm drawing a blank on it, but Zelle, any of those, whatever you take, pay. I don't even know and there's a bunch of those. So whatever you take, put QR codes on them on the back. So, but what should we get across today? Let's at least kind of give them there's 10 people watching. I know most of you are working. We never take it offensive if you can't leave a comment. Please, if you're driving, do not leave a comment. And hopefully you're just listening and not watching the screen. If right now you see me pointing at you and you're driving, you're bad.
We're not so great to look at that you want to drive to the right because of us.
I just want to make sure people are being careful. The apps aren't that good at keeping us careful as it is. Yeah. So drive carefully. But
well, Steve, I'll tell you what I think we could do, and I think everybody could help us and make a big difference. Is there are 6 swing states that are going to be voting in this election at federal and state level.
Can we spoil what they are for those that don't know?
Let's tell them.
Yeah, all of them.
And right now, status report, nobody that we know of, and my friends in DC know of, is sounding the alarm that independent contractors' careers and incomes are seriously threatened by some of the characters running for office.
Yeah.
And in those 6 swing states, the first one is Pennsylvania. Probably it's the big one, and got huge cities in it. That's the first one that we want to get in touch with independent contractors, drivers, freelancers, food delivery. We want to get in touch with everybody we can and ask them to submit a video on why they want to be an independent contractor. We've talked about this before, but this is our audience's chance, even if they don't want to give a video themselves, get a friend in Pennsylvania engaged to do it. It makes a huge difference. The other 5 states are Great Lakes State, Michigan, Badger State, Wisconsin.
Ooh, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm a Michigan State fan, so I'm not a U of M fan. I was just booing the Badgers for.
They're both Michigan. Okay. North Carolina. I'm sure you've heard of Carolinas. Yeah. Arizona. Always in the news during an election season, and mighty Georgia.
What do you think about Nevada?
It's not as big as the others.
Okay, but it's still.
If you had the
last few times, it seems to have turned from right to left, and now it seems like it's in rough waters. So I feel like who knows where you are.
Any friend you have, we would love it if you get them engaged in this.
Yeah.
But the friends in those 6 states are the ones that are those states are particularly sensitive to people bringing up the independent contractor rule. And I guarantee it, if the other side wins, and everybody knows who the other side is of freelancing, if the other side wins, we are not going to have income before the end after the end of January. They are going to change it. The first thing that the current president name, I guess, the first president did was to fire the head of the National Labor Relations Board. And
George Washington?
No, not the first thing, current president. George Washington is not. You need to spend more time with flagging presidents, Steve.
I like how you're referring to it as the first president of this term. Because it is a weird. I feel like we're in a weird state right now. I almost feel like we're not even talking about him anymore, or his status. He's just. I feel like he's just gone, and like she just slipped in.
Yes. Well,
so it's just weird.
Anyway, the first thing the previous administration, which was Biden/Harris, did was get rid of the National Labor Relations Board. They want to change labor law, most of all, anything they want, because the unions have not gotten what they wanted, which is an end to us independent contractors. And damn, if they get in, the unions are going to do that again. So this is something where you guys can play. We haven't got 50 friends, 100 friends in each state to get this rolling. So, but if you can help us, tell your friend in Michigan or a friend in Arizona, hey, here's the QR code. You just send it in the text.
Well, like Bubba Stu has a great suggestion here. Jeff's a friend of mine too. He has a huge audience, and he kind of really parallels a lot of stuff we talk about here. He's telling you exactly how to get private clients, how to leave the apps, how to only use them to gain clients. You should only be using them only to get private clients. I mean, he's pretty extreme about independent contractorship. He fixes old cars. He's in Arizona. He'd be a good guest for us to have on.
Okay. Anyway,
good crowd, but
we're going to do that. Steve and I are going to do our absolute best to get as many people in those 6 states active and have their voices heard from, in particular, because it matters. Someone changing the vote in Arizona could make all the difference. It could be Wisconsin, warm weather, cool weather, whatever you got. So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna get a lot of people working with us. We possibly can. I'm missing a little of this, but that's fine.
They're just saying hi to us. Like Bud Soda's in there, Shane's in there. What's up, guys? What's up, Brad Lisa? What's up, Bubba Sue? And what's up, all you lurkers? And what's up, Johnny Kneecab? I didn't even see there. I did now. But so out of the 6, which are the 3 most important?
I think Pennsylvania.
I mean, again, all your votes are important. Do not get me wrong. He didn't list my state, and I'm very much my vote's important.
If all your friends live in the state of Maine and Vermont, that's fine. We will happily take those because those matter too.
Yeah.
I would say that Pennsylvania,
Georgia,
probably North Carolina,
and Arizona.
But you don't even have to choose. Just to call your friends. I mean, if you have that many friends, great. Let's get them on board. I would start with Pennsylvania. Is such a big state, means such a big difference in the electoral count, means such a big difference in the House of Representatives.
Well, the reason I asked was with the amount of weeks left, why don't we try and knock out the 3 that you don't think are the biggest next week? And then we'll go week by week with the biggest 3.
Go to the buildup. Okay.
So we could take out of the 6, we could take what you think are the lowest 3. I mean, all the states, all 50 matter. All these 6 matter tremendously, but let's do the first 3 next week. What would they be off the top of your head?
I don't know. I want to get the labor market size.
Okay.
The number of people employed, because that will that'll give us a good idea of how many people do our math and how many people's incomes are threatened.
And Bud Soda's chiming in with a very good point here. Congressional races and for the state houses are super important.
Absolutely. Your ballot, this election is worthwhile from the top to the bottom. I don't care if it's a dog catcher at the bottom. It's still valuable.
Yeah, and judges too, for those of you that want to dive in and learn a little bit before you go vote. Like I know here in Colorado, I know we have to overturn literally everything that's now done needs to go. Everybody needs to, it's a full clean house. To get things right, everybody's got to go. There's not anybody doing their job right here. So, I mean, I'm just dogging my own state. I'm just being honest, though. Like judges need to go. I mean, they're not doing anything. We're releasing the Tren de Aragua for $1,000 a person. I mean, this is getting ridiculous.
Independent contractors are the core of this.
Yeah, and again, what did we say on that sheet last week? This year, even they had it higher than I even thought. 76 million.
76,
projecting it to like 96 by 2026.
We've been predicting this right along.
Right, but I mean, like again, for those of you that don't know, it's only like 185, 190 million working in the U.S.
I don't even know it's that big, but it's independent contracting is the means of the future. And it's not just that people want to goof off more of the day and make more money in the remaining hours. Project management, technology, techniques, and tools have taken over business. I personally am devoted to it because it's a way to get things done, keep morale high, see the end of projects, see the whole thing. And work is being rearranged to suit independent contractors. Believe it or not, even if you guys are getting the back end of the stick, from an app, that's the way the world is moving.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, for me too, I mean, like, look, even some of my traditional gigs are in major jeopardy because I don't have to follow this, but like all the crews would. The unions are always on the outskirts of production. In fact, they're often involved for like staging and just the general setup of things, of some of the hardware that goes in before the teams come in. But I mean, they would love to just say you all need to be union. Well, that doesn't work in production. It doesn't work at all. So, I mean, we are all gig by gig, tour by tour. We're taking bids, we're making offers, all the kinds of things you need to do. It doesn't work any other way. You can't just be paid and oh, you're off for 3 months and then you're going to travel the world for 6 months. And it needs to be figured out on your terms. So, like even that's in jeopardy. The gig works in anything you do is in jeopardy. So I'm not even sure. But yeah, we'll let Mike I'm going to let Mike do the research on that. He gets to decide and again, it doesn't mean, hey, out of the 6, you 3 suck. Because likely one of them is going to be my home state, Michigan. I'm guessing we're not going to make the top 3, but that doesn't mean I lost. It just means it's going to be on next week's.
This is practical. This is about making ourselves heard and making as much clout as we have, impacting with our clout in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We can do it.
So next week, it'll just have to be a surprise, you guys. He named the 6. We'll come in and we'll be talking about 3. And that'll leave the other 3. And then we'll get those mapped out. And maybe even for those, we can get somebody like a content creator, somebody who is is about this stuff too, not just app-based gig work, but about being an independent contractor from each of those states to be a guest with us on those. That would be very cool. So
it's
anything that raises awareness, right? That's the point.
Right.
So
Steve-O, you have a time deadline.
I know I do. You guys, I rushed home
out there in the commercial world.
Yeah. And my things are getting shifted with the seasons, I guess, a little. I'm just playing ball for the moment to see how everything falls out. But I'm just kind of rearranging a schedule that I was just getting used to. So hopefully it kind of restrains out because I liked it how it was. So, but we'll see. Well, it's all part of being an independent contractor, me and Flex Time, right? So with that said, you guys, we will be back here next week. We will have a lot to say about this, and we're going to try and bring it about in a way where we can put it into the title too, like which states we're talking about, because that helps. Anybody on YouTube who does any creation or even has just been around long enough, you all know it's not just YouTube, but the algorithm literally, like if you put Michigan in the title, there is 1,000% chance you're going to be seen in Michigan more right there, just that word. So we're going to have to get clever about this because it's specifically, we need it to be heard in those states, but we want everybody to hear it. So we'll have to get creative with the titles. But with that said, Mike, any final thoughts or words of wisdom?
I would say let's look forward to the fun of this, Steve. Working together on a project like this is a gas. It really is.
Yeah. We're trying to fix something that even those that aren't fully on board yet, they behind the scenes, they want it to be fixed. They just don't know it's broken yet. Remember,
as we've talked about before, the idea is to get every single independent contractor his or her own token of her wish to do some or all of their work as an independent contractor at their choice.
Mm-hmm.
So remember your token. It could look like anything. We'll talk about that, but we're going to have to work to inform people that we want it, and then we can.
Okay, guys. So one more time, even if you've already uploaded a video, I know some of you guys in here already have, please take a picture of this and upload another one. Let's get it more current even. Let's get some of these rolling by next week. I'm going to try and push on a couple other things too, but this will go to the vlogging. And it's just simple. It'll take, again, guys, it's not just the 30 seconds. It takes literally probably under 5 minutes to the whole process, clicking it to being done. So let's get it done, and we will see you back here next week.
Terrific. Thank you.
Well, you got dreams and you know they matter. Be your own boss, climb your own ladder. That moment's getting closer by the day. And you're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, launching ideas you all believe in. The tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna